He would.
Well, let's simply assume that he's late.
Let's simply assume he's with Sylvia. Oh, Leslie, maybe I should just say the hell with the whole thing.
Oh, now, Kate. We've worked together a long time, you and I. Don't give up. Please sit.
I wish people would quit telling me to sit.
All right, stand then. But let's take advantage of Greg's absence to review the bidding. During our last session, you seemed to suggest that Greg had actually fallen in love with Sylvia.
Oh, he has. Totally.
Could you be exaggerating?
No. My goodness, you should hear the things he says to her.
And as such as?
You look wonderful. You look marvelous. Oh, I love you.
Maybe he's speaking to you through Sylvia. Maybe Sylvia is simply the medium through which Greg expresses his love for you.
I don't know, Leslie. When we were first married, he didn't even look at me the way he looks at Sylvia now.
And could you describe that look?
There's this deep, distant light in his eyes. A primeval affection.
Might I ask, now how shall I put this? Might I ask, do you think there is anything physical in his relationship with Sylvia? Now be frank.
Oh, no, there's nothing physical.
Are you sure? These things happen. There was a couple in here the other day who did very peculiar things with their cat.
No, there is nothing physical between Greg and Sylvia. Oh, there's lots of panting, and patting, and stroking, and licking. That goes on ad nauseum. But no, nothing like that. I almost wish there were.
And why do you say that?
Because that would be just an affair. And any woman worth her salt could handle that. No, this is something much deeper. I feel like I'm up against something that's gone on for hundreds and thousands of years, ever since the first wolf crawled out of the forest and hunkered down by the caveman next to his fire.
But don't you think that cave woman would have had ways of shooing the wolf back into the outer darkness?
I've tried, Leslie. That's why I got the grant to England, but it just made matters even worse. Now he loves her even more. He says, there's nothing like believing thereof. So he won't leave her.
Ah, but I believe I hear Greg.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Sweet.
Greg, this is Leslie.
The reason I'm late is that Sylvia had to have her stitches taken out.
We don't care to hear it, Greg.
No, you've had your chance to talk. Now he should have his.
Well, after that, we found out she had worms. Which explains why she's been dragging her butt over the living room rug. Although we plan to take care of that with little pink pills.
You see what I'm up against, Leslie?
Kate, why don't you go into the other room and read a little magazine?
Do you have cell phone Somerset? Maybe I will call and reconfirm my single seat on British Airlines.
Oh, now, Kate, you must trust me. I have been in this business a long, long time.
He won't listen. He refuses to cooperate.
Please sit, Greg.
Thanks.
Now, say whatever is on your mind.
Okay. She's not been herself.
I'm glad you see that, Greg.
Especially these past few weeks.
And why do you say that, Greg?
I know why. She resents me.
And why does she resent you, Greg?
Well, for making the decision.
What decision?
To have her spayed.
You're talking about
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Well, you don't want me to talk about Sylvia?
No. I want you to talk about it if you want to.
Because Kate doesn't like me to.
Well, that's Kate. As for me, I would like very much to hear about Sylvia, because by telling me about Sylvia, you are actually telling me about yourself.
Well, to begin with, she's got great eyes.
Sylvia.
Yes, Sylvia. I finally understand the word limpid now. She has limpid eyes. Limpid, deep, serious eyes. But that doesn't mean she's serious all the time. She laughs. I've actually seen her laugh. Oh, she's got this great little butt on her, and everyone comments on that butt. When she sashays down the street, she kind of wiggles it back and forth. People stop us just to pat her because of that butt. And then when we get to the park, oh, you should see, oh, the gang, they just go nuts for her. And even though she's fixed, they still just gather all around her. You should see Bowser, for instance. And hey, Leslie, I found this poem that Shakespeare wrote about her.
Shakespeare.
Who is Sylvia? What is she? That all our swains commend her. Holy, fair, and wise is she. The heavens such grace did lend her.
Greg! I'm afraid we're confined to the 55-minute hour.
Oh, I'm sorry, Leslie. I got carried away.
Greg, I'm going to do something now which I normally do much further along in the therapy process. I'm going to put myself in the picture, Greg.
Yourself?
Yes, Greg. What's my name?
Well, Kate said it was Leslie.
Leslie it is. Now, am I a man or a woman?
Well, you're a woman.
You hesitated, Greg.
I'm sorry. I
No! I wanted you to hesitate. I wanted you to select my gender. That's why I call myself Leslie. It's a name which works either way.
Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it?
And that's why I wear these ambivalent clothes. I could be a man pretending to be a woman, or a woman pretending to be a man. I let my patients select my gender.
Well, I thought you were a woman.
Because you wanted me to be a woman.
I did?
We project our needs onto the world, Greg. Life is shapeless and absurd. We use names, words, categories to give us a sense of shape. That sense of shape helps us get through the day. You even see it in the Bible, Greg. God had Adam name the animals so that Adam could construct some order out of the chaos around him. Which brings us to your dog, Greg. Sylvia. You named her Sylvia because you wanted a woman.
But she was already named Sylvia.
But you embraced the name.
Oh, I've got a woman. Her name is Kate.
You needed another kind of woman, Greg. You needed that subservient little housewife you once kept in the suburbs. You needed that worshipful little daughter that once hung on your every need. You needed a Sylvia, Greg, and if Sylvia didn't exist, you would have had invented her.
You might be right, Leslie.
I think I am right, Greg. Now, these are what we therapists call the dangerous years.
The dangerous years?
The years between the first hint of retirement and the first whiff of the nursing home. No! We should make the most of these years. I myself am exploring the boundaries of gender identification. Kate has moved beyond child rearing into a career in the public classroom. You, on the other hand, have resorted to a sort of pastoral nostalgia.
What's pastoral nostalgia? What is that?
By acquiring Sylvia.
You think that's true?
I think it is, Greg, and I think it's time to grow up. I think it's time to move on and accept the challenges that come with later life.
Huh.
Drop the leash, Greg, and see if once again you are capable of walking with your wife, side by side, toward the setting sun.
Thank you, Leslie. You know, this makes a lot of sense.
I think it does, Greg. I think it makes a great deal of sense. Wow, I am exhausted. This has been a long, tough haul for all of us. May I bring Kate in so that we can all sit down and review a few specifics?
But aren't you forgetting one thing?
And what's that?
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Yeah, well, you saw Kate, you saw me. Don't you want to see Sylvia?
You want me to hold a session with your dog?
No, not a session, Leslie. What kind of a nutcase do you think I am? No, I just think you should pet her, or maybe play with her a little, or possibly take her for a short walk. Because then you'll see, Leslie. Did you see that Sylvia is more than a name, or a gene, or a psychological symptom, or anything else that tries to put her down? And dog owners, they know this. And if you don't, Leslie, you should get one right away. We all should have dogs, Leslie. It should be put in the Constitution. It should be more than just a right, it's an obligation. You register to vote, they give you your dog's license, huh? Oh yeah, the world would be such a better place, Leslie. Just think about it. You and me, and Nelson Mandela, and Queen Elizabeth, and Brad Pitt, we could meet at Club Med or someplace like that. And what would we talk about, huh? What would we talk about? We talk about our dogs, Leslie. That's what we would talk about.
Greg! I would like you to leave right now. Quickly if you can, and send Kate in on after you.
Oh, okay, well, it's Sylvia's supper time anyway.
So what happened?
Kate, I would like you to do several things.
Several...
First, divorce Greg.
Divorce?
Take him for every nickel he's got.
Oh, well, I could never do that.
Then I want you to get a gun.
What?
To shoot Sylvia. I hope you get her right between the eyes.
But...
I'm sorry, Kate. I'm late for my shrink.
If this were played out on the stage right now, I would condemn it as an improbable fiction. 12th night, Act 3.
You look especially glamorous today, Sylvia.
Thanks, Greg.
You know why, don't you?
Why don't you tell me while I check out the kibble du jour?
Well, you look especially glamorous because, well, we've reached a major moment on our relationship.
A major moment.
A turning point. And at turning points in our life, good or bad, we instinctively shine.
Oh.
Our eyes, they sparkle. Our hair, it glistens. Our bodies just seem to know.
Well, why is this a turning point?
We're going to put our cards, lay our cards on the table, Sylvia, both of us.
Oh, I thought we always did that.
Well, we did. We do. Only this time, much more so. You see, up to now, you've just been saying what I'd hope you'd say. But this time, I want you to feel that you're totally on your own.
That sounds exciting.
Would you like to sit down, Sylvia?
Well, where should I sit?
Anywhere you like. Okay, yeah, you can sit on the couch. I'll leave it
I
there.
really love these major moments, Greg.
Sylvia, I've got to send you away to someplace else.
You mean like when you put me in that kennel that time you went away on the weekend? I can live with that.
No, this isn't a kennel. Hey, I found you a brand new family.
Ah, that sounds even better than a kennel.
And it won't be just for a few days.
Oh, how long will it be for?
Forever.
Forever?
Look, it boils down to you or Kate. And I'm choosing Kate.
You're choosing Kate.
Well, I have to.
Well, can't you have both of us?
Yes, I can.
Oh. Just because she hates me.
No, she doesn't hate you.
Oh, well, she certainly doesn't like me.
No, she doesn't like me when I'm with you.
Lord, how knows how I try to please her. I mean, I greet her every time she comes home.
What are you happy?
And lick the plates before she puts them in the dishwasher. She seems to even encourage the habit.
Well, that's only because she doesn't like waste, Sylvia.
So are you choosing her over me?
She's my wife. Sylvia, she's a mother of my children. We've lived together a long, long time.
Oh, do you love her?
I do, yes, very much.
I thought you loved me.
I do, Sylvia. I do. But in a different way. And not a good way as far as Kate is concerned.
You mean I thought we had plans of moving out?
We did?
You know, moving out apartment, 69th Street by the park.
Well, we did. We planned all those things in the heat of the moment.
I thought you were going to take me camping on Chesapeake Bay and teach me how to retrieve ducks.
Who's going to do all those things, Sylvia?
Oh, and now you're suddenly chickening out.
That's what I'm doing. I'm chickening out.
Oh, I feel awful.
So do I.
I feel like making myself a double scotch on the rocks with a twist.
I made one for myself a while ago.
Yeah, well, me being a dog and all, I don't really have the luxury of alcohol.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. Hey, look. I got a bark bar for you.
A what?
A bark bar. You remember I bought you one on our last walk over to the east side. You loved it.
It's shaped like a cat.
I thought you'd be amused by that.
Amused? Hate those little jerk faces. Pretty good. But it's not good enough. So, tell me about this family shipping me off.
Oh, they're great. I advertised in the Westchester newspaper. I interviewed a number of applicants.
Thanks for letting me in on it.
You're going to be moving to the suburbs.
I hate the suburbs.
Oh, what? All that green grass? And this family, they have half an acre all fenced in.
No, that's Peter from the park. He's from the suburbs. And he said there's no sense of being a pack out there. That you try to meet somebody, you cross the street